What's going on, you guys? And welcome back to another episode of the Anime Plus podcast. This is your podcast for everything anime and anime related. And today we got a pretty fun one for you guys. Today we're going to be talking about some weird shit that One Piece's 4 Kids edition has had in the English dub. Bro, we grew up on this shit, bro, but it's crazy, man. We'll talk about it in a second. But if this is your first time here, I'm your boy Aray, and I'm with my co-host Owen. Owen, how you doing, bro?
Yo, I'm chilling. I'm hyped. We got a One Piece topic going on. You know I'm fucking hyped.
Thanks. All right.
First, okay, to preface this, I haven't watched I haven't watched One Piece on 4 Kids, so I don't know any of these, little quirky mix-ups. But for the people that are like me, what is 4 Kids and yeah.
Yeah, so growing up Saturday mornings, they used to have something called 4 Kids. It was a channel, and I believe it was CW. And they used to have like a lot of different cartoon shows slash anime on there. So they had Dragon Ball Z Kai, which that's the reason why I used to watch it. They had Sonic the Hedgehog, which was fire. They had like a bunch of other cool cartoon shows. Like they had Gogo Riki. They had I think it was called Dragon King, no, or was it called Dinosaur King, something like that. But they had a bunch of different shows on there. But one thing that they did that was probably, for better or worse, not good for anime was they decided to censor and change a lot of things in a lot of different anime. So we're going to be talking about One Piece. So obviously One Piece was on there and they ended up censoring and making a lot of weird changes to the One Piece anime.
Yeah, and this is just due to it being a bit more westernized and a bit more for kids, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Because again, like this is not Toonami where you're watching like TV show at like 8, 9 p.m. This is literally peak Saturday morning cartoons, you know what I mean? So like I understand why they had to make the change, and I'm honestly not mad at them because I watched it. I honestly I did not care. I did not give a fuck back then. I enjoyed One Piece, you know what I mean? I didn't love it back then because obviously like my mind wasn't developed yet, but I still liked it. So I'm not mad at it at all.
Yeah, I mean, we still got the core stories. At least, 4 Kids gave us the whole, broadcasted One Piece out there. I do think that it kind of, I saw some of them. I do think some of them kind of take away from the story, take away from the character. But yeah, I mean, I'm ready to get right into it.
Yeah. But let me just preface this by saying I found this online. So all these things, like shout out to the author that found all these things. Other than that, let me also say I don't care so much because like obviously you can go back and watch the original anime and this takes nothing away from it. This is just a meme at this point, you feel me? But we're going through the meme, you feel me?
Yeah. Let's get it. And I'm getting introduced to this meme since I never watched this.
All right. So this is what I feel like will piss off a lot of people, but one thing that 4 Kids did with the One Piece anime is they took away all the guns and they replaced it with like these funky looking toys. So we have a screenshot here of Helmuppo holding up like a hammer to Kobe. And obviously, if you watch the original One Piece, you know that it was supposed to be like a gun. And my boy's holding up like a toy hammer.
You know what it looks like? You know those olden day phones?
Yo, it does.
Those big ass olden day phones? Yo, that shit is bigger than Kobe's head, bro. That shit is insane. I think uh I get why they did it. Obviously, gun control and gun issues are huge in the US, and especially like, putting it upon children is even worse.
Mhm.
But to be frank, that shit just looks weird. At least make it a hammer or something. At least make it look legit. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna replace a gun and you want to make it somewhat close to the source material, make it like a sword or make it something lethal, not like a springy hammer. Like it looks so weird.
Exactly. Like that
Looks
doesn't
like
even
something
look
from
that.
Looney Tunes, dude.
Yeah, like what's kind of reminding me of? Whenever Tom has like a hammer, like and he's trying to hit Jerry with it,
Yeah.
and this is like the same shit. Like it's kind of like they desensitized it too much, I think.
Yeah, like this is OD, bro.
Yeah, it is OD. I mean, yeah, it's a bit too much, and I think regardless, America's children see worse. But yeah,
Bro, in Tom and Jerry itself, they actually used guns. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's the whole point of this.
yeah, I honestly don't know. Don't like this touch for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one. So number two, and again, this is the weirdest things, not the worst things. We got the One Piece rap, bro. Before this episode, before we started doing the pod, I had on listen to the One Piece rap. So this is like the intro to the One Piece anime on 4Kids. On what are your thoughts on it, bro?
First let's talk about the bad. Right? First let's talk about the bad.
Okay.
Bro, they killed the whole story. I think like I knew who Sanji was, I knew who Chopper was, I knew who Usopp was even before we met them. So like that's kind of fucked. But when it comes to the actual song, that shit was lit, bro. Like I didn't know they could make a One Piece rap that legitimate. Honestly, I'm for it. If they had like I'm for that one. And this is like this is like a green flag for 4 Kids. I like the actual song itself, and it went so well with the actual theme song, like what was going on in the back. But what do you think? You've been hearing this for years.
Yeah, so again, I watched it when I was growing up. I thought this shit was a banger. Like I said before, I didn't even like One Piece like that, but I listened to it so much every single Saturday that I was out here rapping alongside like the One Piece intro. And obviously, we all know like the original We Are theme for One Piece is like
We
OG.
are-
You can't replace that, but the One Piece rap was just so fire, bro. Like I just re-listened to it with Owen, and I don't know, man. I remember like it's nostalgic, but it was also kind of lit, bro. Like it was good, bro. You know what I mean?
Nah, shit was so lit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I might have to put that in the gym playlist. Not gonna lie.
Yo, no
One
cap. If you guys
hundred
aren't
percent.
familiar with the Four Kids One Piece anime, whatever, One Piece rap, go search it up, bro, and let me know what you guys think of the Discord because like it's so weird, bro, but it's so dope.
No, definitely. Yeah, for all the people that have not watched it, please watch it because that shit is hilarious. It's funny, and it's gonna even though even if you haven't watched it, it's still gonna give you that nostalgia because we haven't seen that intro since the beginning of the series. So yeah, I mean it's lit. Definitely go check it out.
Facts. All right, let's get on to the next one. So this is kind of one of the bad things that we're going to talk about, but a bunch of different arcs were actually skipped in the One Piece Four Kids part.
Damn, which arcs?
So we got the Warship Island arc, Reverse Mountain arc, and Little Garden arc.
Which and which ones are those specifically, as in what happens?
I don't know off the top of my head just because those were all like smaller arcs, but I remember, is it Reverse Mountain like where they met Laboon? Or am I getting that
Oh
wrong?
yeah, I think so. I think so. I think so.
Yeah. Apparently they also skipped like the original Buffy's Crew Adventure Chronicles as well. Do you remember that dude?
Who's Buffy?
He was like that. I'm pretty sure he was that weird dude in like that treasure chest.
Did was that a filler?
I don't think it was a filler because like bro, I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. I couldn't tell you because you know how I would be doing all that stuff.
I don't remember it. Honestly, I think it was filler then, if I don't remember it.
Maybe, but at the end of the day, like we still see that dude. Uh, he's on like multiple different like cover pages in the manga, and also I saw this weird thing about him. Like he was the only person to refuse joining both Luffy's and Buggy's crew, which is kind of crazy.
Damn. Okay.
Warlord's
Okay.
crews he refused.
Damn. First time someone has refused Luffy's crew.
Oh yeah, I'm just
I don't
reading.
even remember this. What the hell?
So it they did miss the entire Laboon part.
That's whack, bro. That connects so much stuff within the story.
Yeah. No,
The book
apparently
is literally,
apparently
yeah.
apparently the reason why they did that is so they can get to the chopper part quicker because I guess he was more like marketable.
Okay, but still, that's like cutting important part of the story.
Yeah, for
For
sure.
yeah, I mean, for kids, this was not the authentic way to watch One Piece.
Oh yeah, not at all. I had to go rewatch it because I was so lost.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of a bummer for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been worse. Like, imagine skipping out. Like, obviously, Lagoon's a huge plot point, but imagine skipping out on like. And I know that 4Kids only adapted not like honestly not even a big percentage of One Piece. It probably when it's all said and done be less than 5%. But imagine it was something bigger like Sanji's arc or something like that. I'm just giving some context, so I don't think it was the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, not the worst thing, but definitely like it's not the fact that they took out like a large portion or a small portion. It's the fact is like sometimes these small portions they play a huge part within the story.
Exactly.
And yeah, like Laboon also plays a part within Brooks' backstory too. So
Facts.
it's kind of like if you skip one part, then you kind of. And we also met the doctor of of Roger's ship on there, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so like it's an interconnected part. Yeah, it's also like how they got into the Grand Line.
Right, exactly. Like, how did they just magically go there?
I don't even know how they can address that. Yeah, let's go on to the next one.
All right. So next up, we have Nami's backstory was completely changed. So
In
apparently, they got rid of a lot of different things when it comes to like killing off characters. So instead of killing Bellemere, who's like obviously
Yeah,
Nami's quote unquote mom, Arlong just locks her in a dungeon.
damn, it just the hype is just not built if that's just what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's honestly a huge change. That kind of sucks.
The whole point of Nami like doing what she did was because of what happened to Belmir. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like if it's not that drastic, then not like I don't know. The thing about One Piece is that just the backstories are what brings so much hype to the fights. There's so much at stake to the fights because of what has happened in the past, and like altering that kind of fucks up the whole story, like the whole hype behind the fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, bro, real talk. Like that backstory is nothing without Belmere dying. Like I get locking in dungeon is a big thing, it's traumatic, whatever, blah blah blah. But come on, man. Like that's a huge element to Nami's backstory.
Yeah, I think again that they did that was done dirty. They did the story dirty right there, in
Facts.
my opinion. I feel like I feel like it's a dumb excuse to take out such an important part of the story. But yeah,
Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, let's get into the next one. All right.
well,
So the voice acting and direction ranges in quality. So obviously this can be said for a lot of different series, especially in the early 90s, early 2000s. I don't know, man. I don't really think this is that big of a deal, but I guess it does happen. I mean, you could say that some voice actors are a lot better than others, but I don't know, man. Like honestly, man, like this is what you're gonna get when anime is not as popular as it is nowadays. So I don't really think this is completely weird or out of the pocket or out of the realm of possibility. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I guess it must have been that bad that you can go ahead and tell the difference. But I'm not gonna go and rewatch 4Ks just to kind of figure that out. You feel me?
and this is only for like the dub, right? I'm assuming 4K was
Yeah,
only dub.
4Ks was a dub only.
Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, choosing voice actors is not that big of a deal, especially since it's not, the iconic original Zoro that we're all used to. This is already like it's a voice actor, like an English voice actor, so it's not the original anyways. So if they change it slightly to a different one, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah. I'm just reading through what this author was saying, and apparently some of these characters had to go through using silly accents, quote unquote. So I guess Veronica Taylor, who played Nico Robin, had to use a silly accent, which is kind of weird, bro.
What do you mean by silly accent?
I don't know. She must have been using like a Russian accent or something. I'm gonna have to go back and look that up on YouTube or
Got
something.
you, got you, got you, got you, got you. I mean, I don't think this is the worst after what we've seen them accomplish. So yeah,
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I want to know how bad it is though.
hearing the two different voices, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We're gonna have to go ahead and find out. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. All right. So the music doesn't suit the series at all. So obviously they changed out a lot of different things when it comes to music
Damn.
tracks and soundtracks.
That's whack. I think One Piece has one of the best like iconic tracks. when it comes to like hype moments and whenever you hear the so-called drums of liberation type of, I don't even know what everyone knows that one iconic beat. Uh,
Yeah. Do, right?
yeah, 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 exactly. Like that beat. If they took that out, I would be so tight. That's
Oh,
like
they took it
such,
out.
huh?
They did take that out.
Like, completely. Like
I'm pretty sure.
that's like so iconic to One Piece that as soon as you hear it, every One Piece fan, firstly gets hype. Secondly, we know some crazy shit's about to happen.
Mhm.
And yeah, every time I hear that shit, it's just, bro, I love that. I love that. They have like a couple. There's a couple like little, soundtracks that they have that just make every One Piece fan just go crazy. The fact that they did that to such an iconic part of the series, bro, fuck 4K. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Apparently they've done somewhere it's been successful. Like apparently this author is saying Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon have their soundtracks changed and for the better, but I don't know, man. Like if you get rid of something iconic like the one that One Piece has, it's probably gonna be an L in comparison.
Yeah, the One Piece one is like way too iconic. That's the thing. Like that's like changing the Pokemon theme song of like gotta catch 'em all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
bet technically that was changed from the Japanese to the American dub.
that's like me. That's like for my nostalgia of like how much I love that like opening song from Pokemon, and it were changed in English or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's another negative to it for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, so this next one is something that's bad funny to me. I actually noticed this over the years, but apparently 4Kids did their best to westernize One Piece. So one thing that if you've heard of this before of the 4Kids One Piece, you know that there's this little girl that gives Zoro we'll just call it a snack for right now, while he was tied up to like that pole when he was getting captured by Helmeppo and X-Hand Morgan. So he's kind of tied up there, blah blah, and a little girl comes up to him and gives him some food to eat. So in the original series and in the manga, it's called an onigiri, so like a rice ball. But in the 4Kids version, what they did is they replaced the onigiri with a cookie.
I think that's fucked up, bro. More than it is like bringing Western culture to it, bro. You're literally just taking away from like Japanese culture. This show is made through Japanese culture. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's not that big of a deal if it's a fucking rice ball. You don't have to change it into a chocolate chip cookie. It's really not that big of a deal.
So I would actually go the opposite way, and I'm not saying that like yo westernize one of these blah blah and all that stuff. I'm just saying if you're like a dumbass kid, you're like 5 or 6, you're not gonna know what the rice ball is. Like I certainly didn't know what that was when I was 5 or 6, but if I see the cookie, I'm like, oh shit, yo, chocolate chip cookie, you feel me? But I don't know, man. There's some things that are just weird. Obviously, like I said before at the beginning of this pod, it's just a meme at this point. Obviously I'm not for westernizing One Piece or anything like that. But I don't know, man. I just think it makes sense. Like I can see where they're coming from. I'll give them that much. You feel me?
Yeah, exactly. But like, I think the whole premise is like, yo, food is like rice ball equals food. That's it. That's how I thought of it. I don't know.
Yeah. They also changed a couple other things. So they got rid of how the Marines are called the Marines and they're called the Navy in the 4Kids dub because obviously like Navy is more popular in America than Marines.
So wait. Say that one more time.
So they changed the name of the Marines. So obviously we know the Marines are the people who are um I don't know I don't know what it's called the Marines in
Yeah,
one
yeah, yeah.
changed it to the Navy.
I feel like both of those are so like interchangeable, even in American
Yeah, I
society.
don't think that one's a big deal, but I don't know. All these just small changes, like they do add up.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. But I think these guys just, I feel like, um, Four Kids did a lot of changes for no reason, in my opinion.
Let me ask you something real quick. So in terms of censorship versus westernization, which one do you think was worse? So when we're talking censorship, we're talking about like changing like the guns and swords into like I don't know toy hand
Okay,
and all
so
that stuff.
so my shit is this, right?
Mhm.
Censorship is okay, right? Because it's for kids. The westernization is bullshit because this is not a fucking American show. This is a Japanese show. That's like that's it just takes away from the authenticity of the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Censorship, I get that. It's for the kids, for the kids and whatnot, for kids, for the kids. But yeah, this is just they're just taking away from the show itself,
I
which,
respect that.
which is just not right. But yeah.
I would agree with the same thing to be honest. Like westernization is kind of I don't know, kind of fucked up. But censorship, yo, you doing it for the kids, you feel me?
Yeah, literally, literally.
All right. Next up, we got another sense of censorship here. What we got is we took away Sanji's cigarettes and replaced them with lollipops.
That's kind of fucked. That's kind of fucked. Because Sanji's whole shit is like his whole shit is the cigarettes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where does the iconic lighter go?
I don't know, bro, but I'm gonna be honest, bro. I feel like this is justified, bro, because all right, bro, let's be
Just
honest.
yeah. Okay, I agree.
You're
I agree
showing this to a
with
little
that.
kid. You don't
Yeah.
want that kid smoking cigarettes because he was trying to be like Sanji, bro, right?
You're right. You're right. You're right. From that point of view, I agree with you for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Nah,
I
but
think
it is
decent
funny as
cheese.
hell. What was that?
I I just don't like the shit because I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Sanji's too iconic with the smoking. Because there's sometimes where he'll throw up the cigarette, kick a dude and catch the cigarette. Like that's his whole shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah, I guess
That's
he'd be
his
doing
whole
that with flip pops now.
like his that's his whole badass demeanor. You know, ladies man type shit, acting cool esque thing. But yeah, obviously, cigarettes aren't cool, so kids don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know. This is the thing where it's like all about your morals and all that stuff. Because at one end of the scale, like, yeah, sure, bro. Like, don't be showing kids how to smoke and all that shit, especially when you're that age. Like, you're most likely going to be anywhere from 5 to 10 watching this. You're not going to be old enough to know right from wrong. And then on the other side of things, like, yo, this is crazy, bro. They changed the whole entire thing from cigarettes to lollipop, bro. That's a huge change in the series, man. Especially with something as iconic as One Piece, like, bro.
Facts. But the shit is right. Regardless, they're 5, 6, 7. They're about to start hearing rap music. Then we got my boy Future saying, "I'm sipping on lean, this, that type
That's
shit."
true.
So it's like, yeah, it's like, how much are they really saving out here? You know what I mean?
But to be honest, this was also like, I don't know, like 15, 20 years ago.
True.
So things were a lot different back then.
True. We
Yeah.
weren't we weren't singing songs like WAP and shit like that, right? Just straight the song is wet ass pussy. Like the fuck is going on here?
Nah, they didn't have that back then, bro. You feel me?
Shit is insane, bro.
All right, man. Let's get into the next one. All right. Next up, Four Kids makes it beyond clear that the characters aren't drinking alcohol. So we got a screenshot right here of a dude drinking. But I
Just
guess Four Kids just clearly made sure that to point out that it wasn't alcohol. I don't know. Maybe it was juice. Maybe it was something else. But I don't know. I guess they clearly showed it. So I don't know. Maybe something like, yo, pass the alcohol. Nah, pass the juice. Something like that. You know what I mean?
yeah. As we were talking about Future and Lead, these guys are taking one step further and saying, um, no alcohol. I mean, I think both of those are good things. You know what I mean? Both those two things are not things that children should be paying attention to or even knowing at that time. So it's a good way to protect them from just not knowing what this is.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree with it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, same. Like it ain't that deep, bro. You feel me? But let's move on to the
Yeah,
last.
exactly.
All right. So we had the participation of the characters in the Four Kids national anthem. Loki, I don't remember them having a national anthem, but it looks like they have all the cartoons slash anime that were in One Piece or that were in Four Kids in here. So you can see Luffy's on here, you see Usopp, you see Sonic, one of the ninjas from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, you see Knuckles, you see some anime that I don't recognize, and then the two fairies from Wings Club. So
I mean,
I don't know what this national anthem was, but apparently they were just all different characters vibing and collabing and probably singing a national anthem. I don't really know what's going on here, bro.
no,
But
wait, what's the change then? No.
no, no. So this is something. This is not a change necessarily. This is something like they just grabbed like Luffy and Usopp and a bunch of other characters and put them together.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
I mean,
changing. It's kind of like putting a character into some weird circumstance that you'd never see them in.
got you, got you. I mean, I don't think it's like a Super Smash Bros. Type of scenario. I don't think it's that bad, realistically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just weird. You know what I mean? Like it's just a weird thing for that to happen. Like you just see Usopp singing like a national anthem. Like it's just weird, bro.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's like for me, it's not like it's not a red flag. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. I mean,
I feel like there's a couple red flags in here. There's a couple green ones, mostly red, I think, in my opinion. And there's some that are just like neutral or
facts.
based on what you really care about per se. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, bro. If I had to ask you what was the weirdest thing on here, what would you say?
What's the weirdest thing on here? The dumbest thing is them skipping arcs.
Yeah, agreed.
The the most non-necessary thing, I think, is the chocolate chip cookie. I don't think that was necessary.
Yeah, that was not needed. Like, I think, like, to be honest, bro, even a kid would be able to piece together the
Like
whole.
rice, like we know rice is food. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't need to be a chocolate chip cookie for a kid to
And like he
do
eats it. You know
it.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Like the thing is before, I think in the restaurant he was eating a rice ball. I think. Remember how they were in the restaurant before?
yeah,
Yeah, I think he was eating or like something with the rice ball was how yeah, he didn't he like didn't Helmeppo or something like step on like
yeah. He stepped on the rice ball and all that stuff, right?
I mean that happened afterwards too, but I think it happened before too. I
Yeah,
think.
no, it must be a chocolate chip cookie in there too in the 4 Kids version.
Yeah. I just think that was an unnecessary ass change. But yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel like one of the weirdest things is just seeing Sanji like sucking up all on that lollipop, bro. It's just weird, bro. Like this is something that was just like at the back of my mind. Like I totally forgot about it. And now that I'm looking back at it, I'm like, damn, he really was sucking up that lollipop. Like, what is going on, bro? I can't
So
believe we had that as a thing, bro. It's just weird.
they made my man do some Diddy shit basically.
Sanji, no Diddy. Bro
I'm
ate
pretty
the Diddy fruit.
I'm weak, bro. But yeah, overall I think obviously some of these changes were good. Not per se necessary because we all watched it. Mad people have watched it without this 4K, stuff, and the world's still, running. So I don't think it's the end of the world, the changes, but I think some of them were just a quality of life change that uh more fit, the US and how America was.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't think it was too necessary, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said in the beginning, it's just weird. And, we can understand why they had to make some of these changes, but also at the same time, it's kind of weird seeing an iconic series change like that. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just a meme. It's funny, but obviously, gotta watch the real One Piece to know to be able to vibe out with the real One Piece. You feel me?
Hell yeah. I mean, boys, if you guys have watched any part on 4K, go watch that shit back on Netflix. And if you guys want a different site to watch it on, pop in the Discord, type in hashtag Yanko, we got you.
Facts. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for this episode. If you guys know any more weird changes that we didn't point out or the article didn't point out, let us know. Join our Discord. Link will be in the description. It's been fun meeting most of y'all that popped through from the podcast. Also, a couple of you guys came from the Instagram, so shout out to y'all. But other than that, we'll catch you guys in the next episode of Anime Plus. Till then, take it easy and peace.
Peace.